The movie starts in the vast expanse of the Syrian desert, where a group of terrorists find themselves facing an unexpected turn of events. Their evil plans are abruptly shattered by the arrival of a formidable woman, Parker, who is armed with nothing but a humble little knife. She swiftly dispatches every one of them with swift and precise movements, leaving no room for doubt about her exceptional skills. With her partner Spider, she forms a dynamic duo of Special Forces agents. After the conflict ends, Parker receives a call from Swamp, the sheriff of her community, who also happens to be her former lover. He delivers the devastating news that her father is tragically trapped and loses his life when the mine they sought refuge in collapses. The news hits her like a wrecking ball, leaving her shattered. Seeking solace, she retreats to the comfort of her home, drowning her sorrows in a glass of liquid numbness. In the midst of her despair, her loyal companion, Mikey, appears by her side. In a casual conversation, he drops a bombshell revelation. He is the one who ventures into the treacherous mine and discovers her father's lifeless form. She knows how much time her father spends in his cave, much like you do in your room. However, she can't help but find it peculiar how the rocks are left after the alleged cave-in. As they make their way out of the mine, Parker nonchalantly tosses a grenade toward a cluster of rocks. To her surprise, the resulting explosion leaves the stones in a strikingly familiar formation, mirroring the very shape of the mine they have just left behind. As the story unfolds, a growing sense of suspicion takes hold of her. It becomes clear to her that this is no ordinary incident, but a meticulously orchestrated act of assassination. As the night grows darker, Parker's senses heighten. A few drinks have loosened her inhibitions, and her instincts kick in. A van catches her attention, its appearance suggesting it is not where it belongs. Determined to assert her dominance, Parker, accompanied by her loyal companion Mikey, embarks on a pursuit. The adrenaline courses through her veins as they close in on the van, only to witness the young men brazenly breaking into a nearby store. Their intentions clear. Parker's resolve hardens, ready to confront the impending chaos. These unfortunate thieves met a swift demise as our main character's knife secures their fate. The following day, filled with anticipation, Parker arranges to meet John Gabriel. Armed with top-of-the-line firearms, he heads to the mountains to sharpen his shooting skills, effortlessly distinguishing Elvis and various other targets. There is a certain suspicion surrounding her father's shelter, where a collection of army weapons is known to be stored. This knowledge leads her to question her father's involvement. Without wasting a moment, she seeks the aid of Spider, a skilled individual who possesses formidable combat skills and a knack for hacking. Her objective was to retrieve the camera hidden deep within the treacherous cave. At that very moment, they stumble upon a collection of recordings that unveil the presence of none other than Elvis himself. Parker visits Mike's mother, seeking insights or information regarding the enigmatic Elvis. Regrettably, her only information is that he attempts to sell rifles to one of Mike's acquaintances, leading them to suspect his involvement in the trade. Parker becomes increasingly suspicious and embarks on a relentless pursuit of Elvis and his companions over several days. During this time, Parker uncovers the shocking truth that Mike is involved in the illegal trade of military weapons. Later, he crosses paths with Jesse, his former flame, who introduces him to his father. This father figure is running for senator and appears to be a decent individual. As the sun sets, the two find themselves lost in memories of happier days, yet both come to a mutual understanding that her father's passing is not a mere coincidence. The two are in a tantalizing dilemma, with the tension reaching its peak. Should they give in to the temptation and share a passionate kiss to release the built-up tension? Oh, just the typical routine. However, as the night wears on, she is distressed and embarks on a midnight bike ride to the police station. Armed with Jesse's card, she skillfully gains access to his office in a daring attempt to locate her father's file. Senator Swank appeals to Parker's emotions, hoping to enlist her support in his political campaign to win over the Latino community. Unconvinced, she suddenly receives a tip about Elvis being in the mine. Without hesitation, she dashes off to investigate. As she observes them removing weapons from her father's cave, she proceeds to deflate the tire of her car. As fate would have it, she unexpectedly crosses paths with Elvis. In a chilling encounter, he brandishes a knife, instilling fear in her heart. However, she summons her inner strength and swiftly overpowers him, sending him crashing to the ground. At that very moment, the henchmen ignite her house. Yet through a fierce struggle, she triumphs and escapes, leaving one of the thugs to meet a fiery demise within the inferno. As she emerges, she discovers Elvis grappling with a flat tire. Undeterred, she delivers a decisive blow to him, only to be promptly apprehended by his brother, who escorts her to the local police station. In this scene, Elvis and Jesse engage in a conversation where Jesse discloses a shocking revelation. He confesses that a group of criminals approaches him with a lucrative offer: millions of dollars in exchange for his father's weapons. However, Jesse finds themselves in a predicament when they attempt to persuade Parker to take some money. Parker remains steadfast in their loyalty to their late father despite their efforts and refuses to betray his memory. She decides to contact her lawyer before they proceed with their deceitful tactics. Jesse is put under interrogation, where he is questioned about the nature of Elvis and his father's occupation. However, he adamantly denies having any knowledge of the subject. As the night grows darker, the lawyer ventures towards the mysterious cave, driven by curiosity. Little does he know a fateful encounter awaits him. Suddenly, Jesse appears out of nowhere, catching the lawyer off guard. In a shocking turn of events, Jesse swiftly deals with the lawyer, ensuring he will never be seen or heard from again. Now Parker finds herself in a dire situation, as the malevolent family restrains her and subjects her to physical abuse, demanding that she reveal the contents of the videos. However, she remains resolute and refuses to succumb to their demands. As the tense situation unfolds, the senator's gun is aimed directly at her, leaving her with no other option but to urgently contact Spider for assistance. However, just as Spider's about to provide crucial information, he skillfully escapes from his restraints, launching into a fierce confrontation with Elvis and the senator. As the story unfolds, Jesse is torn between his emotions and sense of duty. Ultimately, he makes the difficult decision to surrender, unable to bring himself to harm the person he once loved. Parker makes a daring getaway in the squad car. Jesse stumbles upon his phone tucked away in a drawer, and as he unlocks the screen, his eyes are immediately drawn to his last conversation with Spider. He assumes her identity and crafts a narrative where all is well, and he no longer requires assistance. Elvis is on a wild goose chase, desperately searching for Parker. Their first stop is Mikey's house, where he adamantly denies having any knowledge of her whereabouts. Having infiltrated his home and meticulously scoured every inch, they realize that the girl is nowhere to be found, prompting them to depart reluctantly. Little does anyone know, Mikey possesses a secret door where he discreetly shelters his injured friend. As the sun rises on the third day, Parker's eyes flutter open, his body slowly regaining consciousness. With determination burning in his veins, he prepares himself to continue his journey, undeterred by the challenges. Before the impending battle, she rounds to the friendly neighbors in town, gathering weapons and ammunition to face the thugs. As the story unfolds, a group of individuals find themselves standing outside Senator Swan's opulent mansion, seeking answers about the whereabouts of the military weapons. Their arrival is prompted by the fact that they missed the deadline and are now determined to uncover the truth. They are left empty-handed, desperately seeking a refund. However, to their dismay, the senator has depleted every last cent of his campaign, leaving them with no hope of returning their money. Mike attempts to persuade Parker against entering the senator's house, cautioning her about the criminal occupation. However, driven by a deep desire for vengeance, she dismisses her friend without hesitation and enters the premises, distributing chocolate to everyone as if it were a festive Christmas celebration. She enters the office and discovers Senator Swan sitting alone. Once again, he insists on his innocence regarding her father's demise. However, her mercy has run dry, and she compels him to admit the truth. With the help of this technique, she skillfully uncovers the crucial information that her father has discovered. Elvis is making his way into the tunnel. She musters up the courage to confront him, armed with a grenade. Parker gets ready for the next round when Spider suddenly appears and requests her presence. In a twist of events, the villains feign ignorance of her existence, only to reveal their true intentions. A carefully orchestrated scheme to eliminate him. Fortunately, just in the nick of time, Parker sets off a series of explosives that divert the attention of the bandits, allowing Spider to engage them in combat. As fate would have it, the men, finding themselves in a precarious situation, decide to bring him into the cave depths for a thorough interrogation regarding the girl's whereabouts. Once more, she appears just in the nick of time, ready to battle with anyone in her path. They both sprint ahead, but suddenly Spider halts, sacrificing himself to give his partner a chance to escape. The villains trigger a grenade, causing a portion of the cave to collapse on him. After wrapping up his business with the criminals, it's now time for him to confront the notorious Swank brothers. Elvis meets a brutal end at the hands of a machete. Yet amidst the rush of adrenaline, Parker remains oblivious to Spider's absence. And there, amidst the wreckage, they discover him, surrounded by the townspeople. As they desperately attempt to revive him, Parker dashes towards the area where the weapons were kept. With quick thinking, she feigns being shot, creating a diversion to distract the vigilant military guarding the premises. With an uncanny sense of intuition, she effortlessly tracks down Jesse in seconds. Initially, she attempts to eliminate him with her knife as a result of his betrayal of her love and trust. However, he refuses to engage in games and instead activates a grenade that could detonate within seconds. Parker attempts to steer clear of him, desperately hoping to persuade him to see the truth. However, it becomes painfully evident that his efforts are in vain, as it is already too late for him. With a deafening explosion, the grenade is set off, a desperate act to protect Parker from harm. As time passes, it becomes evident that Spider is doing just fine. As the former teammates engage in conversation, a noticeable camaraderie emerges between them. Furthermore, Spider reveals a surprising discovery. During his search through her father's belongings, he stumbled upon a vintage video capturing various cherished moments from Parker's childhood with her father. As she watches this video, a rush of excitement fills her, fueling her anticipation for the thrilling adventures. Here the movie ends.